Alright, my loves, this is a Galactic Mind Astrology report for Tuesday the 13th of June. So I've just come out, I've just actually come home, had an exciting little weekend, and then came out, was like, defo need sun today and woods. But I didn't bring my bloody tripod, did I? So I'm going to have to hold my phone to record this all the way through. So there may be moments where it goes a bit wibble wobbly. There might be a moment where my fingers feel like they drop off. Are they going to drop off? Hopefully they won't drop off. But we'll just fucking roll with it, shall we? Welcome to the centre of the human being process. So, the way that we journey this 260-day human being evolution cycle are through columns of 20 days that line up with the 20 archetypes. And we are now in the central column of the process. And if we see, this thing as a map, but also a reflection, when we enter these central archetypes and the journeys, there's like two journeys that end up in the central column. But the Wavespell that we're moving into now, the Blue Monkey, is the only Wavespell that initiates in the centre. So the Blue Monkey Wavespell is like, it initiates in the absolute middle day of the 260-day process. So it's significant, if it's a reflection. The Blue Monkey is our core self. And interestingly, but not so strangely, when we believe in synchronicity, and we're going to stop rhyming, yes. I'm a bit giddy and I'm fucking buzzing off this tree. It's got really nice vibes. The Blue Monkey is all about the divine child. So this is something that I've personally been journeying a lot. So for me, being a red dragon, a red crystal dragon, the Blue Monkey is my challenge and gift. And if you followed me or you know me, and you've known me for a while, like, I'm really devoted to children and to the elderly, to be fair, but particularly children. And I've had a really big continuous journey with supporting my inner child to be able to cope with the human experience on the back of lots of attachment trauma, death and all loads of wonky shit. And yeah, I feel like, I've kind of journeyed the inner child support and the kind of the younger parts of us that got hurt aspect of the Blue Monkey energy for a long time. And I feel like I've really got somewhere with my various inner little girls, and they feel safer than they've ever felt before, and I'm able to be a present parent for those parts of me and all of that magic, which is one part of the Blue Monkey energy. But the new learning that's landing now is more about this like cosmic child, us as the divine child of the universe. So the Blue Monkey is a blue sign, and the blue signs are about transformation. So this is a 13-day process of transformation. This is a 13-day process of returning to innocence. And that's really what, the Blue Monkey essence is about. And rewriting the code of, what it is to be a human. And there are so many different ways that I could go with this Wavespell report, because I've studied childhood in a very political way, really, because for me it is political. The reason that childhood is a construct, and then we've created this adulthood thing, it's political agenda. It's about us having to detach from living in abundance, but I'm just going to allow whatever comes. But if you are interested, maybe go back and watch other Blue Monkey transmissions to get a bigger picture, because it's vast. And it's kind of the same with all the reports that I do. I just kind of trust what's there in the moment. And it's always speaking into the archetype, but these archetypes are fucking massive, man. Like, if there's 20 archetypes that encompass the whole of the human experience, there's a lot to say. So the thing that I'm wanting to speak into today is in terms of like inner union, and this is something that I've been journeying for a while now. And you know, this idea that we're all masculine and feminine, you know, we all have these like two energies inside of us. And the interesting thing, you know, within this that is often missing, you know, within our reality, we have this like polarized duality perspective in terms of everything. So bringing that into this masculine and feminine, we've just got the two sides of us. You know, in relating, it's just one person and another person. It's black and it's white, it's good or it's wrong. But the key component, which again is what a lot of the like Gnostic scriptures and a lot of the mysticism all across the world alludes to, is that there's a third entity to everything. As opposed to polarity, it's trinity. So bringing that then into our bodies, into our experience, we have the inner masculine, the inner feminine, regardless of what's prevalent in our body, or you know which energy feels prevalent with our essence, if there is one. It's about the third energy that's created from the combination of this inner masculine and feminine, and that's the divine child. Okay, finger's going dead, so new perspective, new hand. Fuck me, my little finger is literally feeling like it wants to drop off. Youch. So balanced? I think balanced for now. Not very securely balanced, hold on. There we go. So this third entity, and that's really what the energy of the blue monkey is. That's what the divine child is. The divine child is the aspect of us that when we are feeling integrated exists to play within reality. Yes, we have the aspects of us that are birthing things here, that are here to build, that are here to transmit, that are here to, you know, to birth the new earth. You know, we know that that's the mission. But what if the birth of the new earth is simply the birth of a new operating system within the human that reconnects to the essence that we were all born with, that we got conditioned out of when we transitioned into adulthood? Because what happened within that, like, you know, when we were kids, we understood presence, we understood creativity, we understood play, we understood how to feel our emotions and express our emotions. And yeah, you know, there was a big experience of challenge within our will. Our will started to come, and all of a sudden, you know, we had this dependent experience, but then we realised, oh shit, you know, I want to do this thing, but I'm not being allowed. So there's this like community transmission within that. But popping that on the side for a moment, we knew how to exist in the abundant field, and we got conditioned out of it. We got taught to be in our heads, we got taught to disconnect from the flow and the mission, really. And you know, maybe that's part of the course, maybe that has to happen so that our inner masculine and inner feminine can, you know, can evolve and mature. This is something that I've been really journeying with some sisters at the moment, and you know, within women, seeing, you know, the immature masculine essence. And you know, that it's so frustrating to witness within the field. There's so much bad mouthing of the men when, you know, the inner masculine within is just as unable to step up and take responsibility and all that jazz. So I think there is something in the journey of us, you know, maturing our essences and being able to grow, but it is this trinity. So the blue monkey is about our inner child, the blue monkey is about the divine child, and I think it's important to kind of recognise that our essence has always been our essence. Our essence isn't something that we build. Like, we beamed in with our essence, you know, and then we went through all of the karmic contracts, and we continue to go through all the karmic contracts that are, you know, here to initiate us, but our essence is our essence. So getting to know the little person inside of us is a key piece of the puzzle, because the shit that brought us joy when we were little is the shit that we're always going to enjoy. And it might morph and it might develop, you know. I don't think I was standing in front of sound systems when I was a little girl, but I was definitely always a lover of music, always a lover of drawing and playing and nature. So the other key piece of this, you know, when it comes to the blue monkey, for what's wanting to be transmitted for the archetype in this moment on the planet, is about simplicity. You know, this is another really big transmission that, you know, the child essence provides, is we don't need very much to be fulfilled, to feel fulfilled. Like basic needs, yes, but other than that, it's simplicity that actually brings the deepest fulfillment. And simplicity also then doesn't lead to dependence. You know, simplicity allows, you know, we can go to the same park every day for 10 years and, you know, it's always a different experience. You know, it always has that like space within the simplicity for the divine and the unknown to come in to create, you know, a different experience. So this is a really wonderful moment because we're in the slap bang in the centre of the journey. You know, we started in October, this cycle. So this is a really good moment to feel into, like, where's your inner feminine at? Where's your inner masculine at? Where's your inner child at? You know, and how can you bring more play and simplicity into your life, you know? If we're stressed, we've created the fucking stress. Why are we creating the stress? Talking to myself here as well. You know, and something else that's been coming really strong for me recently is just this thing of like, just let the fuck go. Just let go. You know, we don't need to push to birth. You can't push to birth. You know, your body knows when it's time and then it happens for you. But this like wonky way that we've been operating, you know, and I think there is something in that of like, yeah, just the journey that we're on towards. It's like we had to go to overcomplication because that's the nature of evolution. You know, it's to divide and to divide and divide, which makes more complex shapes. But because we're in this space of conscious evolution, there's choice within it. So yes, everything's continuing to get more complex, but we can choose the simplicity. You know, and there's complexity within the simplicity, but it's a complexity that doesn't necessarily come into like these things that we create in the world. You know, it's like, it's a space, it's a moment, it arises and it passes and it's done. It's like a complexity of potential moments. Proper going off on one today. Anyway, so the Blue Monkey Wavespell. You probably are gonna have an opportunity to see how happy your inner child is with your life. You know, like, and this might be a nice thing to do, like feel into, if you were a kid, the kid that you are, what would you want in your life? What would you want? As from your child essence. Like, I want to have loads of time to play with my friends. I want to have loads of time to be outside. You know, the thing that's coming for me is loads of time. I want loads of time. That's my big thing. But then also the qualities. You know, so feeling into that and prioritizing that. You know, I think there's a piece of the puzzle which is allowing that divine child to lead our lives, held by the mature masculine and feminine, you know, to kind of guide the way, but to allow that essence to be the guiding light of, you know, this is a playground, I know how to play, and here's what I want to play. So make time for play, this Wavespell. Just go and have some fun, like clock off. You know, I think particularly on this path, there's like so many of us that are finding that purpose within our existence through service, you know, which is wonderful on lots of levels, and there's many different ripples of why that's wonderful. But there is also, I think, something of you know, we need time to play too. And, you know, I remember there's like the song once at a medicine retreat that I went to, and like the mantra of it was, love is a healing vibration for the planet. Sorry, joy is a healing vibration for the planet. So that thing of like, you know, joy. What is it that brings you joy? Sometimes you service, the best service that you can possibly give to the world is to do the things that bring you joy. Because then on a vibrational level, regardless of on a, you know, on a structural action level, whoa, what you trying to got fucking barks at? It's alright. My inner girl is shitting herself right now, I'll tell you that for now. That was an interesting little manifestation, wasn't it? Oof. And it's part of it. It always is part of it, isn't it? So the recognition of what it is that brings us joy is the key, you know, and allowing ourselves the permission to play. But then, and this is where the shadow work, and this is where the other component of the blue monkey comes from. We've all been traumatized to fuck. We've all been scared like that fucking dog. And our nervous systems trip the fuck out. So it's really important, you know, for us to also be working with these bodies, you know, with this humanity. It's really cool to be gridding into essence and energetics and archetypes and all of that. But if the body system is in trauma response, is in like frozen or fight or flee or fawn coping mechanism to survive fucking life, we can't play. So as opposed to focusing on story with your inner child, the thing that's coming through is to focus on somatic release. Shaky, shaky, dancey, dancey, screamy, screamy, cryy, cryy. Letting the body actually get that energy fucking out, and then you can go play. Is there anything else that wants to be said? I need to go and have a bloody good shake now. Shit me. I don't think there's anything else that I want to say right now. Oh, yeah, there is. Cosmic Clock Part 2. So I got a really big download like last week or something. I was trying to fucking go to sleep as well. Always the way. So I'm running a 28-day journey. We start on the 24th of June, online, 2 calls a week, and we're journeying that because it's the final moon. So on the 26th of July, it's the Mayan New Year, it's the Galactic New Year, it's the Sirius New Year, it's the Egyptian New Year, because of Sirius is rising in the sky, the rebirth time. So we're in the final moon because we've got the 260-day human being evolution cycle alongside the 13 moon as we journey around the sun experience, and that journey around the sun takes 365 and a quarter days, and that's marked by the rising of Sirius in the sky. So we're journeying that final moon together, and obviously, you know, using this modality as a conscious evolution tool, when we are in the completion of a yearly cycle, we're in a window of integration, and it's, you know, really powerful not only to utilize this stuff on our own, but for us to come together as a constellation and be journeying the threads of the year that we've been in. So we've been in the red self-existing moon year in the yearly cycle. The 4th year of the journey that started in 2019. As we journey with the wizard, becoming our actualized cosmic selves that are here to be master Lego builders on the planet. So yeah, for us to integrate that year together, the year that we've been on, like draw all the threads in, because this is the thing with cyclical time, you know, we have the moments of like initiation and, you know, planting the seeds, but then we also have these moments of the integration that are just as important, and, you know, kind of going through these cycles consciously together is next level. So yeah, on the calls we're going to be doing loads of powerful stuff, from sort of shadow worky, ceremony, devotion moments, to lots of opportunity to share and to connect with other people, to some dancey times, to prompts to support you to dig in and get the most out of your conscious evolution of this year. So yeah, 56 quid, as was the first cosmic clock. I'll put my link below, and there's other things that I'll tell you about later because my arm's going tired and I want to get in the sun. So I'm sending you loads of love. I'm going to go and have a little shake, get that dog bark out of my system. I suggest you do the same. You might have had lots of equivalents of dog barks, and your inner child might be like, I want to fucking play, but your body system's like, oh my god, what if a dog fucking barks at me? Or the equivalent of whatever your trauma's been. So spend some time dealing with that, let your body chill the fuck out, and then do the things that bring you joy. Notice what comes in that brings you joy, notice what comes in that triggers you. They're the 2 codes of the Wavespell. And yeah, happy journeying through the central column of your being. I love you. Bye bye. Okay, I have to just put this as a little footnote. So everything that I was saying around the blue monkey and the play, we've got an amazing reflection of people digging up the old playground. So nobody can get in whilst they're digging it up, so they're transforming that. And this side of me, we've got all the amazing young people skipping school and listening to bassline. Yes! So there we go. Outside is school. Fuck the school bit. Children is not school. Children is play. Young people is play. Humans are play. Dig up the old playground. Dig up the old stories that were carried in the body, not the mental process, the body shit. And then we'll bam, fuck off school. Fuck off the new way of doing life. Yeah, I'm gonna stop now. And let's be free. Yo.